To determine if a firm is generating economic profit, economic loss, or zero economic profit, we can follow the four-step method. There can be three possibilities or three scenarios. Let us take a look at the first possibility. Given the demand curve for a perfectly competitive firm, we see that the demand curve is horizontal or perfectly elastic. It is also the marginal revenue and the average revenue curve. The first step is to find the profit maximizing output level, which is Q star. Find the intersection of marginal revenue and marginal cost curve. Go straight down to the horizontal axis to find Q star. Step 2. Determine the total revenue being generated at the optimal level of output Q star. At Q star, go straight up to the demand curve, then to the price axis to find the market price P star. Then calculate total revenue using the mathematical formula of total revenue is equal to price multiplied by quantity. Step 3. Find the total cost at the optimal level of output Q star. At Q star, go up to the average total cost curve, then left to the vertical axis to find the average total cost for the optimal level of output, and label it so. Then calculate total cost using the formula total cost is equal to average total cost multiplied by output. Step 4. Find whether there is economic profit, economic loss, or zero economic profit, which is break even, at the optimal level of output, Q star. Given that in this possibility 1 or scenario 1, we see that total revenue is greater than total cost, therefore this firm has positive economic profit. We can also note that since price is greater than average total cost at the optimal level of output, this firm is generating positive economic profit. Let's take a look at possibility 2. Once again, we will follow the four-step process. Given the perfectly elastic horizontal demand curve faced by a firm in a perfectly competitive market, our very first step is to find the optimal level of output Q star by locating the intersection of marginal revenue and marginal cost curve, then going straight down to the horizontal axis to find Q star. The second step is to determine the total revenue that is being generated at the optimal level of output by going straight up to the demand curve, then to the price axis to find the market price, P star. Then we calculate total revenue, which is given by the mathematical formula of total revenue is equal to price multiplied by quantity. Step 3, we find the total cost at the optimal level of output Q star. At Q star, we go straight up to the average total cost curve and then left to the vertical axis to find the average total cost for the optimal level of output Q star. Then we use the mathematical formula of total cost is equal to average total cost multiplied by output, ATC multiplied by Q, is equal to total cost. Step 4. Given that we have now found total revenue and total cost, we proceed to step 4, where we find out whether there is economic profit, economic loss, or zero economic profit or break even at Q star level of output. In this scenario, the total cost is greater than total revenue. Therefore, this firm has negative economic profit, or you can also call it as economic loss. We also notice that since price is lower than average total cost at Q star level of output, or optimal level of output, this firm is facing economic losses. And hence, Q star in this instance is also called loss minimizing level of output. The third scenario, the third possibility, is when we have break-even or zero economic profit. Let us take a look. Given the perfectly elastic demand curve faced by a firm in a perfectly competitive market, we also see that it is the marginal revenue and average revenue curve as well. Once again, we follow the four-step process of finding the optimal level of output at the intersection of marginal revenue and marginal cost curve and going straight down to the horizontal axis to find Q star. Step 2 is to determine the total revenue that is being generated at optimal level of output Q star. We go straight up to the demand curve, then to the price axis to find the market price, and then calculate total revenue using the formula total revenue is equal to price multiplied by quantity. Step 3 is to find the total cost at Q star. We go straight up to the average total cost curve. You will notice in this particular scenario, the average total cost curve is touching a demand curve. Or in other words, the demand curve is tangential to the average total cost curve, which means that price and average total cost for Q star level of output or optimal level of output is the same, which also then means that total revenue is the same as total cost. So step 4 is to find out whether there is economic profit, economic loss, or break even. In this instance, total revenue is equal to total cost. Therefore, it is break even or zero economic profit. We can also notice that price is equal to average total cost at the optimal level of output Q star, and therefore it is break even as well.